Welcome to The Explainer. We're diving into something really interesting today. Two totally different views on who's actually running the show in your life. Is it you, with all the little choices you make day in and day out? Or is there something bigger, some hidden force shaping your world when you're not even looking? Let's dig in. So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll get personal and look at the incredible power of tiny 1% changes. Then we're going to zoom way out for a pretty wild theory about global control. And finally, and this is the really cool part, we'll see how these two completely opposite ideas might actually connect and what they tell us about reality itself. All right, first up, we're starting with this really powerful concept from Atomic Habits. The whole idea is that massive change, the kind of change we all want, doesn't actually come from some big, flashy breakthrough moment. Nope. It comes from something way smaller, way more consistent, and honestly, way more powerful. I love this quote. He was a big deal for the San Antonio Spurs, and it just nails this concept. Think about it. A stonecutter hammers a rock 100 times, and nothing, not even a crack. But on that 101st hit, it splits right in two. And we know, right? It wasn't that last hit that did all the work. It was every single one that came before it. That's exactly how our goals work. The Source has this amazing analogy for this. It's like tectonic plates, For millions of years, this immense pressure is just building and building and building, totally unseen. And then, all at once, bam, an earthquake. That's what our habits are like. All that work you put in, it might feel like nothing's happening for a long, long time, but you're building pressure. And eventually, you're gonna get that breakthrough. Okay, so if these tiny actions are the key, the big question is, how do we actually do them? Consistently? Well, the secret isn't just about having more willpower. It's not about gritting your teeth and forcing it. It's about being smarter. It's about designing your environment so that the good habits are the easy habits. If you want to eat healthier, the answer isn't just resisting the bag of chips in the cupboard. It's making sure that bag of chips never makes it into your house in the first place. This is such a great way to think about it. The law of least effort. Imagine trying to get water out of a garden hose that's all bent and kinked up. You can turn the top on full blast, but you're only going to get a little trickle, right? It's a huge struggle. But what's the easier solution? You don't need more water pressure. You just need to unkink the hose. That's what we need to do with our habits. Stop trying to force it and just remove the friction. And listen, this isn't just some clever self-help idea. This is how the modern world is built. Think about the most successful companies out there. What are they all obsessed with? Reducing friction. Meal delivery services, they reduce the friction of grocery shopping. Ride-sharing apps, they reduce the friction of hailing a cab. They make things so incredibly easy that using their service becomes second nature, a habit. This visual really brings it all home. Your entire day is just a series of these little decisive moments. Each one is like a fork in the road. Do I go for a walk or stay on the couch? Do I read a chapter of a book or just scroll on my phone? By itself, each choice feels tiny, almost meaningless. But you stack those choices up day after day, and pretty soon you'll find yourself in a completely different place. All right, so that's one whole side of the coin, how we can be the architects of our own lives. But now we're going to flip that coin over completely. The second text we're looking at poses a much darker question. What if all these systems around us, all these things that shape our choices, what if we didn't design them? What if someone else is the architect of our reality? Yeah, this is where things get pretty wild. This source puts forward a worldview that says, essentially, that world events aren't just a series of random, chaotic happenings. It claims they're actually coordinated, planned even, by a hidden group that the text calls the cult. So, according to this theory, what's the main tool of control? It's fear, but also confusion. The idea is that the world is programmed to look chaotic and unconnected. That way, people can't connect the dots and see the bigger plan. The goal, as the text describes it, is to keep everyone reacting to one crisis after another, so they never stop to ask who might be benefiting from all the chaos. Okay, so how would this actually work? Well, the text lays out a specific 3-step playbook that it claims is the go-to method for this kind of mass manipulation. It's called problem, reaction, solution. And it's brutally simple. Step 1, you secretly create a problem. Could be anything. A financial collapse, a terrorist attack, you name it. Step 2, you stoke the public's reaction. People are scared, they're angry, they demand that the government do something. And that's when you move to step 3. You offer the solution.
And funny enough, the solution is always the thing you wanted to implement in the first place, a change that usually ends up centralizing power and reducing personal freedom.
And the text doesn't just talk in hypotheticals. It points to huge historical events, like the 2 World Wars, and frames them as massive examples of this problem-reaction-solution technique in action, arguing they were engineered to dramatically consolidate power on a global scale. So here we are. We have these 2 worldviews that seem to be from different planets. One is all about self-improvement, designing your own life from the bottom up. The other is about a top-down system of mass control. They couldn't be more different. Or could they? What happens when we put them side by side? Okay, just look at this comparison. I mean, on the one hand, you've got personal improvement, and on the other, societal control. The methods are different, for sure, reducing friction versus creating problems, but when you strip it all down, what are both theories really about? They're both about the architecture of influence. Both are fundamentally about how you can strategically design an environment to shape behavior. One is about making the right choice, the easy choice. The other warns about a system designed to make the desired change the only choice. And that right there is the crazy connection between them. Whether you're talking about self-mastery or mass control, the underlying principle is exactly the same. Your actions are a product of your environment. One framework applies that principle inward for yourself. The other suggests it's being applied outward, on us. Which brings us to the big, final question, really. Who is the architect of your daily life? Are you consciously and deliberately designing your own environment to build a better you? Or are you just navigating a maze that someone else built for their own reasons? It's a fascinating thing to think about, isn't it? It makes you wonder, who's really holding the blueprints?